Well guys, as I said on my last video, we are going to get out at our first snow. We just had a good snow on Tuesday night into Wednesday. And so my son and I are out doing some scouting this morning. So we're going to try to bring you some videos because my video camera is my phone. I'm going to also be working on mapping some of my walks today. So I'm not going to be able to get everything on video. And then while we're walking, my son's got his 22, so we can maybe do some squirrel hunting while we're out here as well. So we just walked across our first trail. I'm going to start getting some pictures and mapping, and then hopefully come back to you here in just a little bit as we walk down through the woods and get you some video of what it looks like today. So stay tuned, guys. Guys, we've just come down this hill. We've walked around for about 20 minutes now. I've found a small bedding area up on a south-facing slope with some cedars. We still have a pretty good pile of cedars up here. This is actually at least not currently being used as a bedding area, and I didn't see any trails running along that edge. On the other side of that cedar grove, about 100 yards or so, is a highway, well, a gravel road, and there actually seems to be more trails between the cedar and the gravel road than there is on this side. But we did find a bedding area back that way, about 200 yards. It's actually a little further above where we're looking at putting in our food plot that I just started with you guys in my last video. But we're gonna work our way under the food plot, down towards the pasture side, and see if we can find some trails and bedding through there. So we're actually getting ready to head down towards the pasture that way and see what kind of trails we can pick up along the way. All right, guys. So I have gotten a few deer trails figured out on this property. And what you're looking at right now is the food plot that I started working on in my last video on what's next. So I'm kind of standing up on the eastern edge of it, over by the brush piles that I was working on last time, as you can see there on the left. So down that way is a four-wheeler side-by-side trail. There's deer that use that. It goes down to about 80 acres, 60 acres worth of pasture. And then there are some trails leading right back into that area there. Can't really pull that in too much, but if I was to zoom in there, that drops down into a little bit of a ravine and a south-facing slope. And there are some deer trails running down through there to a creek. And then there are some deer trails that run up that way, which is actually towards the parking lot where my truck's at. But as you look through all of this, my plans are these cedars to come out, all of these scrubby little hickory trees and stuff right here will come out, probably some of those bigger cedars there. This scraggly little tree here, I think it's an elm tree, and then that cedar tree, and all of that's going to be kind of feathering this edge right here. I think what I'm planning is either a stand back up in here. You see an ash tree right back in there, and then a big oak tree further back. Or there's another side-by-side trail that runs up in behind there that goes across and then connects with that trail that runs up to the parking lot. I have thought about putting possibly a trail stand or something there as well. So just giving you guys kind of a picture. I'm gonna spin back around here and show you the activity that has been all over my mineral block. I did not bring my camera cards with me today because I was just out walking and I had kind of forgot about it. But as you can see, since we got snow on Tuesday night, this has been a fairly active area. They've been chewing at the stump, pawing at the ground a little bit as well. As you can see, tearing at the stump. And like I said, the mixture that I used was basically Karo syrup, salt, a little bit of strawberry jello packet, and then a strawberry syrup, Great Value strawberry ice cream syrup. So it's a sweet flavor. So it's definitely an attractant. It's not necessarily mineral content. And then I've got lots of trails heading off down that way that I just showed you, as well as back into there. So things are getting started. Haven't had any luck seeing any squirrels today, other than one. So my son's a little bummed about that. But we are here trying to get some stuff figured out for next hunting season. So obviously have a little bit of chainsaw work that still needs to be done along these edges with some of these trees, and then probably a brush cutter to go along and get all of these little sticks out before we get into the spring. And then once I have a fairly open area here, my plan would be to probably rake and blow leaves towards the middle, get permission to burn it off, maybe sometime this summer after we can spray the grass underneath a little bit and get it killed off. And then I'm going to basically be hand raking and broadcasting this plot. So if I'm lucky and can get a four-wheeler back up in here with maybe a drag or a small disc, I might. But I currently don't know of anybody that I can get one from. I can get a four-wheeler, can't get a disc. So I've been watching Facebook sales and stuff like that, but as of right now, this is going to be a lot of sweat and elbow grease with a hand rake and a blower, and see what happens. So stay tuned to the channel, guys. We'll see what happens. Well, guys, the video I just shared with you guys is kind of a follow-up to the one I shared last week in regards to what's next. And I did not come out to do work today. I came out to do some scouting. We have some snow on the ground. I wanted to walk this property a little bit. I did find some bedding areas, actually quite a ways back up in there, where I was able to find some actual trails and beds on a south-facing slope. It's about 50 to 100 yards off that way from the parking lot. So if this is a pass-through for them, or if I can get them traveling through here frequently, I'm going to try to see how the summer goes before I set my stands and see where they're traveling, so that I can set my stands preferably before they get into the plot and catch them coming and going. It would be my goal. If they're bedding along the edge of this plot, I don't really want to be walking right up in here in the middle of it. So I hope you guys will subscribe to the channel and follow along. This is the first two videos from this plot. Obviously not doing a lot of work today, but my goal would be to share the videos with you on what I'm doing as I go along. My next one will be to come in and do some more tree clearing whenever I get a chance. So we'll see. We've got some more snow forecasted, I think, on Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't anticipate being out of school next week, but you never know. It's Missouri. So who knows? I may be able to get in here and do a little bit more next week. We'll see. Stay tuned, guys. Enjoy the winter. Stay safe.